We're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. This cracking one of them open was just we've always wanted to do one of them as the intro for our weekly Q&A show. But you are here to learn SEO, and you are here to learn from Mr. Chris Palmer and myself, and hopefully we can give you some knowledge and tips along the way. So put your questions in the live chat. Before you do that, do check out ODYS if you're interested in age domains. Give yourself a head start when it comes to your affiliate journey. Get a ready-made backlink profile. Check them out. Well, below, because the link's below. You get £100 free sign-up bonus if you do that. And a new announcement. Stigs is first on the 450 button. Fred Hutterson was there at 451. You are second, Fred. Stigs has literally pounced and pounced on your spot for now. So, Fred, you're still there, though, and we do fully appreciate it. Just a bit of friendly competition for you, Fred. Craig Mullins is here. Time for the crack. You could call it that. Live IRL fan, Adam Poland, Sandeep Modal, hello. My third What the? We've dropped a position for Maeve. What's the first? What's the second, Maeve? Question for you. Evening, gents, from Marco, ZD Electrical, back with a vengeance. Congrats, Fred. Good to see you're a good, honest man and not a sore loser. Hello, Simon Hogg Ben from sunny Yorkshire, and I bet it's not. Hey from Guy Fox. Allah is here. You're shining today, Chris. And cool. Robert Turner is here. Good afternoon, gent and Chris. So if you have questions, put them in the live chat. But Chris, someone said you're glowing or something like that. What's going on? What are you happy about? You look a bit relaxed there today, and I'm not sure if I like that.
No, I'm doing great. No, it's going good, man. What we were talking about, I think the systems and it feels good when you're making progress. Progress. So it's progress. A good day. It's a good day. Today's a good day.
That's what it's all about. Jayton loves my thick accent. Thank you very much, Jayton. Appreciate it. Chris, Podia return email not working at all. Whatever the hell that means. You're a Podia man, so I'm assuming it's something to do with you and your group. ZD Electrical did have a few babies for my birthday. I did not have a few babies. It was a Tuesday night. I did take some friends round for some food and stuff like that, but only a handful of people were drinking. I wasn't. Seems a bit strange, but on a Tuesday night, I just couldn't be asked. I don't mind just chilling out with people. I don't need booze to party, so yeah, I can still be much fun sober. So I enjoyed the company, had a blather about SEO, and had a good laugh. So it was a good night. So there you go. But questions, guys, get your questions in the chat. We are here to answer whatever you want to ask. Here to help you understand and learn SEO a little bit better than you maybe already do. So anything you're stuck with, then do ask away, whatever it is digital related. And Maeve, hope it wasn't an illegal lockdown party. Definitely not. Definitely not. Randy is here. Good to see you, Randy. Guy Fox is the first question. Guy Fox, thoughts on scaling link building, talking 100 plus guest posts per month, no PBNs. Yep. Is that possible? Is it achievable? Is it something you would do, Chris?
It's achievable, but I mean, you must obviously have a hefty budget, not only for the tools and resources in order to be able to distribute the amount to get the links, but also pay for each of the placements. What you're going to find when you start emailing people, you'll probably do your first iteration, which will be a variation of link begging, like, can I get a free one? But most people are going to come back with a number for you, right? So I think the investment in a like a SendGrid account attached with maybe like get yourself like a Hunter IO. Those are probably two things to get you kicked off right. And then, of course, scraping the backlink profiles of leading competitors and also the links that they're linking to. I think this will get you that nice list, and then deploying and sending out the emails at scale. So is it achievable? Yeah, but it's going to cost you, man. It's going to cost you, you know.
That's where you want to look at your edits and automation and everything underneath those guest posts to keep the cost down, not necessarily to get 100 guest posts a month. So I'm with Chris. You're going to need deep pockets. You know, if we average out that guest posts are £100 a pop, for example, then you know that's a 10 grand budget right away there. So, and my other thing is, you say no PBNs. Really, you know, buying a guest post, you don't know if that's a PBN or not. You know, that's the thing. So you just need to be mindful of that as well. What someone's news network could also be doubled up as a PBN, could be doubled up as an affiliate website. It could be all sorts, you know, it could tick all those boxes. So, yeah, that's just the nature of what you're buying. But yeah, so I would, to scale link building and try and keep your cost down, you're going to have to look at tiered link building and use the shadier stuff underneath your guest posts just to give it an extra little bit of power and not pay the full guest post price, because that's the name of the game. Spend that 10 grand wisely is what I would say, or 1 grand or 5 grand, whatever you've got. It's not about volume, it's just different types of links, you know, maybe a little Randy Roday blast, shall we call it? You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And that would form part of your overall link building strategy. So diversify it, not just guest posts. It would be my advice.
Speaking of Randy, he's got, you know, that would be a good visit for anybody out there. He's got a very nice system worked out, some high quality stuff. So that would be a nice place. And those are all indexing. Everybody in the group that's gone to them, including myself, has been loved it. Very, very good. Good boost, instant indexation. Like a lot of people were showing me like little tests, like, hey, look, I bought Alf Randy and whoop, right up. So, you know.
Yeah, no, Randy's a good, solid guy. Someone I've used myself. And as I say, I don't really need to promote Randy much more than I already have. I think I've seen his name about everywhere I possibly can. And yeah, Randy does a good, solid job, but I'm not going to blow any more smoke up his ass.
Yeah.
That's it, Randy.
Randy.
Yeah, you're going to need to start paying me for saying nice things. But nah, Randy's solid, so do check him out, guys. 38digitalmarket.com if you do have an interest in that. Live IRL fan, first of all, just seen a new update in YouTube. When you search a video, chapters appear on every video now. Interesting. Have you noticed that, Chris?
I noticed they'll auto-populate chapters. And I've also noticed too, if I don't know if it could just be me, he might know, but if you don't, I usually like for the first one, I don't like to write intro. I like to put the name of the video. And I have been noticing on some of the videos that I filled out the chapters, they've been putting intro and then they take the rest. So it's like kind of like how they changed the title tag on the site. They're like doing it to the videos now. It's like, what the hell? I don't know if it matters, but I've noticed that.
More shit to test. That's what it is. Robert Kane, Chris, is asking, what are you up to these days?
Selling domains, buying domains, buying domains, selling domains, setting up small little networks for myself. I added on another affiliate project. I have a testing group, a consulting, services. That's about it. That's it.
I just want to ask a quick question on the buying and selling domains thing. Are you doing all right with that? Is it a good income stream, or how are you finding that?
Well, just like with anything, there's a time and a learning curve and an upfront investment. Obviously, I'm just learning. I'm a few months into it. I can see a lot of potential. I'm making small progress. Yes.
The
I could
reason I
see.
ask that is I know dudes who do nothing else but buy and sell domains, and I'm like, dude, are you really making enough money to make this? And they're like, yeah, dude, I'm making a lot of money. And there's even like we've got SEO events and stuff. There's that names con that's out in America. That's like a domain, a conference just for dudes that are into domains. Like fuck all else, they're just into domains. And yeah, I've always just been like, is there a business model? Like I know ODYS have made a business model out of it, but just for general guys out there, I was just trying to obviously figure out if can you just go in and hustle and buy and sell domains and actually make a full-time living out of it?
Well, you think you're like, a majority of the time, the stuff that I've been going after, you think you're looking at the profile, things you let sit, you get it up on hosting, and we're waiting. A lot of times, though, I think I'm going to get 100 or two. I oftentimes get 40 or 50.
Yeah.
Like I have noticed that. And also, too, like you sit on it a while. If you have a big budget up front, like if you were to get into it and you went out and just snapped up 1,000, you could do well.
Yeah.
But when you're going out and buying 10, you probably walk off with 3 hits. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
if you have a bunch of budget and some time, yeah, you could probably do good. But not as just like, hey, I want to see if this works,
But interesting stuff.
It is.
Ryan is asking, how do you guys overcome imposter syndrome or procrastination? I know what I want to do and how to do it, but I've just hit the wall and can't be asked, even though I enjoy it. Imposter syndrome, I think, is something we all get at a period of time. And I think Chris will probably have suffered that as well. I'm going to assume you do, because like I've always been like fuck, I don't even know how I'm here. Like I'm some shitbag SEO that was making it up as I was going along, and bluffed my way into it, and then whatever, and then you're like, are all these dudes doing something different from what I'm doing and all that stuff?
Yep.
So I think everyone goes through that stage, and the reason for it is no one goes to like an SEO school to learn SEO. We're all just fucking around making it up. So I think sometimes you do need to talk to other SEOs and just you're like, yeah, I'm on the right track, dude. You're doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm happy with that. So I think that imposter syndrome and maybe feeling like you shouldn't be doing it or you're not good enough or whatever happens to us all. But equally, also sitting there knowing what you want to do and you've hit the wall and you can't be asked doing it, even though you enjoy it. That that part, you're either going to have to do it yourself or delegate, and that's where people like Chris, and I hope Chris doesn't mind me saying this, Chris has kind of hit a wall in terms of growth. He's got loads of ideas. He doesn't have enough hours left in the day, and these are conversations we have offline. Where Chris is like, dude, like this is where I'm at, and again, everyone's hit that, and it's all about delegation, or as Chris said before, buying time back. Buying time. That is the way you need to look at it now. Like, if you can't be asked doing it, just fucking get someone else to do it. You can literally just use money to make money if you do it properly and you've got the right systems and the right processes in place. And obviously, Chris himself has grown over the last few years and now is at capacity and probably potentially, if he was to continue for another year or two, burn out. If he was going to keep going the way he's going, the only way for him to get past that is now delegation, which he is now figuring out and all of that stuff. And
For sure.
I think if you can't be asked doing it, or you don't want to do it, or we all enjoy the job, you just don't have enough hours in the day. Is the point I'm trying to make. And buy yourself time by getting those processes nailed down and getting some other I was going to say schmuck, or some other sucker to do the heavy lifting or the grunt work or whatever way you want to call it, and you can keep your an eye on it or whatever, but you need to start thinking like a businessman rather than an SEO is essentially what you have to do. You can't sit and do all the work all the time. It's impossible. You will die. So that's where you need to make a decision. Am I a businessman now that understands SEO and get the heavy lifting done elsewhere? So hopefully you can overcome that. Imposter syndrome, for sure. Just chat with other SEOs, try and understand the processes and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure most SEOs are open to it. We've all been there, mate. So that's how you're like, Chris, dude, like, listen, after these shows, it fucking takes me ages to get away from Chris. Chris has got like a whole bunch of questions. Dude, like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Like, am I doing this? Should I do that? Have you tried this before? And I think, and equally, I'll ask Chris stuff or just generally chat about stuff, and we're hopefully helping each other, guide, along to make sure we're doing the right things. I ask Chris questions about certain things and vice versa. So I think it's always good to talk to other SEOs, and they're very open to it. And
don't lie, Craig. I torture you. You don't really ask me much. I'm like, Craig, what do you think, buddy?
I mean, obviously, I've been in the industry for longer. I'm not going to come with, I've been there and done some of the things that you're struggling with now. So obviously, you're going to say, Craig, like, fucking, did this happen to you? But so there's certain things I've experienced that you've not and stuff. But as I say, you're better at me in certain things, which I would ask for. If I needed some local SEO help or some other weird shit that you do, of course I'd come and say, Chris, dude, fucking show me what this is. And you have offered as well. Do you want me to show you the method and all that? And I've been like, nah, dude, I don't need to know the fucking method because I'm not fucking doing it. So, but the help's there and the offer's there. And I think most other SEOs will help you come over that imposter syndrome. You'll be like, man, I'm sorted. I've got this shit. And guys like Randy and all that, they've all got their little things, but they're always Randy's and Chrissy. I'm pretty sure he's in Chrissy's mastermind. He's also in mine, asking questions and doing that and coming out of it, changing his processes slightly and all that. So joining masterminds are good, and just surrounding yourself with good, positive SEOs, not ones that want you to fail. And as I say, that's why we promote the Randys, and I'm happy to promote the hell out of Chris because I think he does a good, solid job. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this show. So, I think Chris has got his value in the market. He does promotes the stuff that he does and does a great job of it. And as I say, that's how life evolves. So just get over it. But anyway, enough about that. That's going on negative stuff now. But Wackass, hi both of you. For the well-established and well-optimized website, what general areas should we focus on to deliver SEO growth in 2022? So Chris, you've got a fucking website. It's doing really well. Everything's happy. What's the next thing we should be focusing on? Is there something up and coming that you've been messing around with? Or
well, I think that once you have it, or where you feel like you're established and everything's going really good and you're optimized and it's starting to flow, is I would sit down and really focus on a content strategy and increase production of content. The next element that I would want to focus on would be, I know as an SEO or having pages up, I would start looking at either the socials to start generating, see if I could get more interest over like Facebook perhaps, or Quora maybe, or something along these lines, and also PPC. Because I'm sure there's some areas that you're weak in that would be good for people to see your brand. So if I had a great campaign, what I would do is build out a faster, easier content strategy. The next thing is start looking at, well, which social fits my business model? And then I'd also start looking at keywords that are harder to break into, that are relatively inexpensive, that I can run PPC at. That's what I would do.
I'm going to agree on that as well, Chris. I have actually got in contact with a local guy to me, a guy called Gordon Campbell, who is a genius at Facebook ads and PPC. And I basically said to him, dude, like, I want you to come to my office and I want you to sit and show me the fucking hacks, the tricks, like the little, obviously I understand a lot of these things, but there's hacks how to get that quality score up a bit and all that. I want to know that shit because I think as an SEO, you learn one thing, but I want to be a broader, more powerful digital marketer across multiple platforms. So I think what you're saying is bang on the money. Look for doesn't have to be SEO growth. I think you still got to, there's always room for improvement though, Wackass. You know, you look at your website, you get Hotjar on there, there's user experience shit, there's all sorts of stuff to optimize, new content, new keywords, you know, refine the old content. Is it as good as it can be? So there's always room to improve on that side, but, you know, like, delegate that to the team. That's their job. You now move on and get more growth, more revenue for the company. So, you know, I think that's what you have to spread across other platforms where possible. So,
also too, the company forums, I've noticed. I watch, like, I see this with the software guys. They do that. They'll grow big, and then I'll see the social start popping up, and then the next thing is they'll create their own little forum, like on a subdomain. I don't know what your business is. I'm not sure of his name, Mr. Khan, but yeah. So, you know, I'm not sure your business, but that could be another potential. I don't know what your business is, but like the form a community, you know, get your buyers in a group, you know, service them better.
Yeah. Good shout. Good suggestion, Chris. Mr. Mark Flanagan, how are you, sir? Hope you're well. Sky looks blue behind you there, Mark.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Randy, come on. It feels so good. Giving people compliments is not good, man. It's not. You take crack that whip now and again, put you back down a peg or two. Keep you down, Randy. Keep you down. So, Chris, here's a question for you. Who, if you were being sold SEO, if someone was to sell you SEO, me, Brad, or Mike, who do you think would be the best salesman out of us three? Honest answer, not just because I'm here. I won't be offended if you think either of those are a better salesman.
Probably Craig, Brad, Mike.
Really?
Because I knew all about all your stuff instantly. I never knew that those guys had anything for sale until I got in, like, started talking to them. Yeah. I knew all your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that what you had going on before we, you know, while I was torturing you in comments trying to get your attention. Like, I knew everything about you. I didn't know much about them.
Interesting point.
So I would say you're better at the sales because you're, you know, or marketing. I don't know.
I just know. I love Chris. That's it. So.
But I love them all. Your guys are all great. But if I have to order them, I would say you first, then Brad, because Mike's good, but Brad is the one that I know that organizes and gets more of the stuff. So I'd probably put him in second place and then Mike.
I'm pretty sure Brad will like that. Mike, I had is like yesterday. This is coming from a conversation we had yesterday on the webinar where I'm like, Mike could literally sell anything. Like, he's got the chit chat. Like, he will say anything, uses weird words and all that stuff. So I had Mike in number one, and Brad was like, "What the fuck, Craig?" And I'm like, "No, dude, you're the guy I know that gets shit done." But
that's what I thought. Yeah,
if someone's selling it, then Mike's going to be the sleazy salesman, so to speak. So
pitching it, I would say Mike, but I know that Brad's the one that, you know,
So yeah.
He didn't say pitchman though. He said salesman.
Yeah. Anyway, on to other stuff. Business mods. According to you, what's the best backlink indexing checker tools?
I mean, most of the time I just look at SEMrush.
If you want to monitor that more specifically, there is a tool called Link Odi. That you can. So if you're buying links from Chris Palmer, and you want to check that those remain in the index, you put links in there and it'll check it for you. So linkody.com is the website you're looking for that. There probably is other tools that do it, but that's the one that I would recommend. But
in all honesty, though, are you ever like, you buy and like you might do the initial check, like, hey, are they indexed? Are they in the search results? But I mean, are you always like watching? I mean, do you? I don't. I buy them. I just next 100.
Who is really?
Yeah, I don't know. Not me. I just keep going.
Anyone I bought links from is watching I fucking watch every day, man. Every day. But nah, I think
I have to watch the links I buy off you. I buy it from you.
yeah, exactly. There you go. But anyway, Live IRL fan, he gets rejected for reseller prices for most SMM panels, but I got one approved on my favourite SMM panel. I guess because I've been using it for so many years. Only 10% off though. Reseller prices on SMM panel usually is just a child panel, right? But there's a monthly fee or a flat fee to have that option, or is there a way to get reseller prices without an extra fee, Chris? So this is probably more for you than me.
Well, again, I've only had the opportunity to do that with one place, and I told you where that was on YTBot. Every other place you hit the nail on the head, they'll have like a child. They'll give you the domain, the child domain, and then they'll give you the pricing so you can go off and advertise basically their stuff. But they have full control, so I don't ever like that. I want to retain my customers, and then I'll go to you. I'm trying to get the price. I'll place the order, but I want to retain my custies. But that's me though. I don't know how you want to do it.
That's where you end up running out of time and stressed out your head, Chris. So if you get a hustle going on like that, and you're fucking sitting manually placing all the orders, that's
especially stuff like that where we're talking about pennies.
Yeah.
But to get orders or whatnot and then place it and you're making $20 bills or $50 bills or $100 bills, then to have somebody that's their job, that's worth it to me. Like I'll pay you $350 a month and your job's to go and place these orders. That's worth it. That's fair.
Fair play. Yeah. Hopefully that helps you. Hello to Holly Starks. Good to see you, Holly. Yala Case, you guys heard about Amplifier?
No.
I'm not.
I'm on to Cloud Pages. I've been watching somebody that I respect massively, and I'm just trying to figure out, just because I like to figure stuff out, and just no reason other than that, just to see like what's going on. Like, because I think it's really, I want to be able to have my own, like I want to be able to post to 100 sites all in one shot. I think that's cool. So I'm looking at Cloud Pages right now, NPM, JS Deliver. I'm trying to figure out a nice little system that takes care of this for me. So I don't know what Amplifier is though. It sounds like something I've looked at though. That's why I say what I said. What is Amplifier?
It's a content distribution thing.
Oh, it is? That's funny. Oh, that's hysterical. Is it exactly like what I'm talking about? Like what I'm trying to do?
I think so.
Well, son of a gun. That's crazy. I was actually, I stumbled onto those Cloud Pages. Cloudflare has this thing called Cloud Pages, and it works with JS Deliver. It's sick, dude. It's freaking crazy.
So there you go. Live IRL fans still raging that people are ramping up their channels. Yala Case has asked Chris, what about making a live in future showing some case studies? Share your URLs, share all your stuff. Like, you fancy that?
Yeah, well, that's why I created the groups. The more stuff that we're looking at on a more of a personal basis, things that I'm looking at consistently, the tests or case studies I like to share inside the group. And that's, yeah, they're in the groups. Sure.
You're welcome. Reason you don't share them on YouTube, Chris?
I share my client stuff on YouTube. I share my own private stuff. I do share on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm only kidding you on. But Yala Case, I think Chris does obviously do that. I'm doing a live case study in my group. I'm just not prepared to share URLs with guys on YouTube that I've never met, don't know, for them to blast the shit out of my website like they do with my own personal website, trying to do negative SEO and all that stuff. So most people are not going to sit there and share live case studies in a private environment. People will share all day long. So I think you have to get into those. I'm not trying to sell you to get into a mastermind or anything, but certainly on YouTube, I wouldn't be comfortable sharing live case studies because they are my money websites. I'm not doing client work, and why would I show publicly that stuff? So there are reasons why people don't do that, or there are places where people are sharing the stuff. So that does happen, but just not in a YouTube live. Unfortunately, just I think a lot of people are uncomfortable sharing. Even if I had a dude that I was getting on a podcast or something, I always make sure beforehand if he's going to be sharing stuff that is he happy to me talk about his niche, even just the niche. I'm not even sharing a lot of the time because you don't want everyone piling into your niche. So if Chris gets an amazing niche, I don't know, let's say it's sunglasses, and he's doing really well from it. Does he want to tell everyone else his niche and everyone else piles in? Probably not. So I think you've obviously got to take that into account. Some people are comfortable sharing, some are not. But in terms of my live case studies, I don't care. It is what it is. Happy to share in a group environment. I've got nothing to hide. And as I say, I'm doing a case study in Dubai in front of 6,500 people in 2 weeks' time. So, and it's all getting live recording and stuff. So whatever, man, it makes no difference to me. But as I say, got to be respectful of other people's stuff as well. Holly Starks is saying, got a query I can look at on YouTube. It's like a video, and they just buy 20 views to get it rolling. Craig Mullins, Craig Campbell, Chris Palmer bromance. And can Craig sell? That is a very good question. Very good question, Maeve. But
I see him freaking all over the place. I know that. I see your face freaking everywhere. Marketing and sales are two different things. I guess I lack in the sales, but the marketing is
marketing and sales.
two different things.
Yeah. Chase Rayner, thank you very much, brother. Anyone who also likes to see stuff, check out Mr. Chase Rayner because he's a legend of the game and provides some decent info in a certainly unique way. So yeah, I like Chase. Good guy. Check him out. Maybe not the shirt, but hey, some people like that stuff.
He is a cat guy though, so
yeah,
he's not a dog guy. He's a cat guy. So
Yalla Case is another question. It's Yalla Case is asking what strategy works best for using podcasts for backlinks.
Yeah, distribution. That's what they're there for. I got something new coming out I'm going to share with you guys, which will be really fun. That's similar to the Holly Starks' podcast concept, which is where I got it from. I saw her doing that, and I was like, damn, that's slick. I'm starting a podcast. So then I just started signing up. But yeah, it's great for distribution. So what I like to do, I mean, you could do it yourself if you want, is you're able to create the videos based on video results. So you have your keywords that you're after. You spin up the videos, hitting all those, and then you drag and drop them into like a podcast. And now it makes an audio file with the same. See what I'm saying? Same keyword. And then you can, and when you distribute it into the one platform, it takes it to Apple, takes it to Google, takes it to Podbean, takes it wherever you set up the RSS feed. Distribution. It's a beautiful thing. It's brilliant, really.
But also, I think people being in a podcast obviously is a link acquisition anyway. I get loads of people saying, yeah, Craig, we need this guy. There's people reaching out to me and I don't know where they come from, but like podcast bookers or something it's called. And I get bombarded every day. Have this guy on as a guest, have that guy on as a guest. You're like, dude, you're just wanting a link. Like, there's no real value for you being in my podcast. You're not even in the same niche. Like, you're some watch seller or something. It's not even relevant to what I'm trying to achieve. So I think people do it as appear in a podcast as a kind of backlink strategy, which I've done. I used to appear in SEMrush webinars and all that stuff to get a backlink from SEMrush. Of course, I was happy to talk stuff and build a brand and personal exposure. So,
heck yeah.
But it's a long, hard slog doing the podcast thing.
They're tough.
To even get on someone's podcast can be hard work. But hopefully something in there has helped you, Yalla Case. Glenart is saying Mike P is the best SEO salesman because once you figure out where he's going, it's worth a lot. I think Mike is a great salesman. I think I'm better. I'm not going to lie. But each to their own. Each to their own. Mike's got the chat for sure. In all seriousness, and
he'd be a good closer at like the travel club because he's like
But-
really tall. Like he'd be a good closer.
what I would say though is, and I'm not having a pop at anyone, but I think saying Mike's a great salesman is probably an insult in a way, because I think Mike's knowledge of this game is far superior than his sales ability. I just think he's got good chat, but I think, if he was to solely focus on being the sales guy, it would be a travesty in terms of his SEO ability, because he does some weird shit. But as I say, I think he's got some great chat, great wording, and I think he could sell like no one's business if you could understand some of the words that he says. But and he left out some of the kind of penis references and stuff like that. Mike does a grand job, man.
It's part of the brand, though. It makes it fun.
Holly and Live IRL fan, use share information. Holly,
let's do that live. Let's have them on. I'll give you the stream link quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Poland, uploading videos to a client's YouTube channel. Any tips on best way to create links, etc., to the website? Any kind of little hacks there, Chris, when you are doing stuff? Now, here's one thing I'm going to ask you, Chris. It's kind of related to this question. Would you even want to when you upload? Because I know when you upload, everyone's got their own wee shitty little thing that they do. Like they'll upload first and maybe go back in later and add a couple of links or whatever it might be. But is linking out from the video that you do even a good thing? Because you're driving people off of the platform. Is that going to impact the overall exposure that video gets, in your opinion?
That unless it's the site that is approved by Google or by YouTube, because you're allowed to approve one, which you can put into your cards. So for me, like I only try to send out links within the description to my approved website, because that's the rule. That's literally the rule. It has to be to an approved site. Now, as far as the comments are concerned, that's another story. So if you're doing it for a client and their website's approved, then there's no problem there. But I see like 30, 10, 20 links in there. I don't know about that. I don't do it because it's taking them off, and that's not what they want. So it's up to you, but for your client, you can put in their website. There's nothing wrong with that. It's as long as it's the approved site, you're all above board.
Yeah. Just try not go overkill with it, Adam, because I think that's the mistake a lot of people make. And doing that, I certainly feel that it impacts your visibility, and the algorithm kind of condenses that video and it gets a lower reach. So it's the same with any platform, really.
Yeah.
I do it with LinkedIn. Come and see my YouTube show, and I put the link in there. It literally gets fuck all visibility. I don't put that YouTube link in, and boom, it's all over the place. So it's a pain because you're trying to force people over to your YouTube channel, but you've then got to go in and add the YouTube link later or add it in the comments or whatever, which sucks. But
YouTube likes you linking to other YouTube stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like you can link within the platform, like to your playlist or to other videos. That's fine. Or to the channel. I don't notice anything different. But when I start adding other socials in there, or a boatload of links, I notice a difference in visibility for sure. I don't have a test to prove it, but just 500 videos, and I've done it on 50 of them. I'm like, oh, these ones sucked and these ones didn't. What did I do? Well, it was the links. Yep.
So just bear that in mind, Adam. That was a long-winded way of getting here. But, hey,
sorry. Well, we like to, give a full answer.
No, but from me as well, like talking about the whole, reach. If you put links in there, I just wanted to make sure that he understood that point.
For sure.
So, Jatin is asking, is using SEO e-store panel for link building good for SEO? I've never heard of it. I couldn't say either way. Don't know what type of links you're buying on there, but I will have a quick look just now. SEO e-store. You heard of it, Chris?
No, it's probably a plug, though. Is it .com?
.net.
Oh, .net. How did you know that it was .net?
I'm just on the website just now, having a look. Yeah, is that a plug? They've got DA50s for like a penny. And
Press
then
release.
Fox links for $120. I wouldn't be buying from it, man. Looks
$1.20 for a press release. I do those for half that cost. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. If you got from though and you're happy with the quality, I never used it. I have my own guys. I don't shop. I just get from where I know to get. I try not to shop. I hate that's a painful experience. You know, and you're like, oh, I want to get another vendor. And you're like testing them out and they give you a sample and they're really great. And then you buy an order of 50 and you're like, well, what happened to that? What happened to those links? You know, like you sent me freaking Trust Flow 40s. Where'd those go? You know? Sheesh.
Anyway, Guy Fawkes is asking solid ways of boosting or spoofing DR these days. One, what I'd like to highlight before I get Chrissy's answer on this is I can 100% guarantee you that doing that, boosting the DR using the usual method, does not make your website rank for any more keywords. It does not work. Even using, well, I was using the kind of Google links to manipulate that. However, it does not do anything other than kid yourself on. Obviously, it's nice to look at a nice high DR, but I don't see there being any benefit. But Chris, solid ways of doing it. What are you doing? Are you doing it personally, or you? I mean, I've used a guy in Fiverr that does it.
Yeah, I figured out how to do the Google links. I figured out the process. I know how to do it. I did not see any boost. I even sent links to the links to see like, well, it's just for fun. But nah. I did find this out though. Like one of the metrics that's hard to trick is Majestic. Have you noticed this? Yeah. It's they you know, I've tried all different types of stuff to play around with their stuff, like on pages where I just was trying it out, not my homepage.
Yeah.
They're tricky over there, man. Those guys are, man. I like their tool.
Everyone speaks highly of it. I certainly think it's come back out. But Guy Fawkes, there is a dude on Fiverr. If you need that for whatever reason, there's a dude in Fiverr. Just put in increased DR, and the dude will be there. I think it's like $40. Gets you up to DR 60 or whatever it is. So you can get that from there if you have to, just to kid a client on or
for fun,
whatever. Buy yourself time, call it what you will. And I get that sometimes has to happen, just to keep them at bay. So there is a little tip there with that one. Wackass Can, it is an online toys and games retailer. As I started on keywords that are on the first page, but not in the top 3 positions.
You're on the, is that the question? You're on the.
He's come back with extra stuff. So he wants to work in the keywords that are already in the first page, but not in the top 3 spots. So by working on them, I think I could easily be ranked in the top 3 spots. Will this kind of strategy work? Please need your expert opinion.
Those are definitely the words. Those are definitely the pages that I would want to emphasize my time on. So, by doing gap analysis, figuring out what you're getting impressions for and adding more words into the page, that's one of the first steps that I would do. The next step that I would do is show importance to that page. So go to the less performing pages and try to get some internal links over. And then, of course, the creme de la creme is external coming in. So external links coming in, internal links going to that page, and then do a little bit of gap analysis, make the page more relevant. I think you'll see that lift. Not right away, but over time.
Listen, always try and get your stuff into the top 3 slots. Never think that you're on the wrong track by pushing something from position 7 to position 3. I think it's a perfect way to do it, and just make that like the process. And it's just continue. If a couple of the other stuff drops, continue pushing that back up. And then it's just a fucking juggling act at the end of the day. Whoa, get all that, and then running over here. Yeah, that's the way I see it anyway, juggling act. Holly's asking, have I done my head start yet? Just making a few tweaks, and the affiliate guys are sorting out their affiliate side because this is a new company, Holly, so they're literally just finishing off a few things on their actual affiliate program. She's bought 100 VPSs. I don't want to play with you, Holly. Beat it. She's fucking, look at this. But nah, I actually had a call with the guys yesterday, and I basically said, like, are you happy to do this? Which they are. Fill your boots. So everyone's a winner if you do this, Holly, and even if you trash the shit out of me, everyone's a winner, including the casino. So they're just putting the things. I should have either them come back today or tomorrow, just telling me that the affiliate thing is working, and then you're free to try and trash me. But I'm winning this one, Holly. I'm winning this one. I'll come back to haunt me, I know. But hey, fuck it. I've got to at least talk a good game. I'm not just going to accept defeat at the start. So the fight is on. Mullins is saying he keeps most of his stuff pretty quiet, and some of my sites are still constantly getting blasted with negative SEO. Yeah, you don't tell anyone about it and you still get pummeled. You can't win. It is what it is. Silvana, good to see you. Long time no speak. You share so much here. Is the son of the game to give newbies a teaser sin they can buy your services, and more importantly, establish yourself as an expert? Is the sin or son of the game to give newbies a teaser? Absolutely not. It's not about a teaser. People will probably soon realize, as business owners, they just can't become an SEO. You know, if you're doing whatever you're doing, you're an expert in a field, and you want to understand it better, then that's fine, so that you don't get mugged off essentially by other SEOs. You've got a better idea. You might want to oversee well, it's your business at the end of the day. So I think we give as much away as possible. And if someone can't be bothered doing it themselves, then they can come to us. But I don't actually sell services as such. I'm happy to sell consultancy, training, and stuff like that. I've got a number of online businesses that do really well. So I don't personally need to sell. I'm here to help others in the industry grow more than anything. So my audience is not necessarily to sell anything. My audience personally for me is more to just give back to the community, be helpful, and establish myself as an expert that way. And obviously, of course, money comes from that, but that's not my main purpose of doing it. It's all about, I've given away free courses all over the place, so it's certainly not from a monetary thing for me. It's just about helping others, and I wish I had someone like me to go to when I was learning, because it was all forum based. So I think it's good to see people giving back. But Chris, what about you? Is it a tease and then boom, give me some money? Is that the same with you? Or
I don't like the word tease, because I show everything that I'm going to do, or show everything that I do. Obviously, of course, it's to demonstrate skill set, and then, hey, it's working for me, and I'm showing you what I'm doing. And then, by the way, I could either help you privately, I could help you in a group, or if you want to use the services that I use, I have those available as well. So it's more so positioning myself. I like that, positioning myself as an expert, showcasing my skill set. And then here's the stuff that I use. It works for me. It can work for you. So not the word tease. I don't like that, but it definitely, of course. I mean, I'm helping promote myself. Yes, of course. I mean,
the other thing is, I've never held back. Like, you can ask what you like. Like, an established SEO expert could come and learn a few tricks or whatever, and it doesn't cost them anything. So this is more of a hobby more than anything. But yeah, madness. What we do on the channels.
It's fun.
Giving too much away, but that's what brand building is. Randy, The birthday celebrations were okay. Didn't booze. Just did a chilled out one. But yeah, it was fun. Had some SEO guys around, chatting some stuff, and just had a good laugh. So it was fun. Thank you very much for asking. Holly and Live IRL fan. And Yala Case, we truly love what you do. So Vanna asked another question. What is your biggest monetizer? Affiliates or selling your masterminds and courses? Just curious on my monetization strategy. So for me, the masterminds do not make me a lot of money. All of my courses I've given away for free. So those two are certainly not anywhere close to being my biggest monetizers. The affiliate stuff, of course, does do very well. I'm an affiliate marketer and make a lot of money, but I've got e-com stores and stuff that make me a lot of money, and I could just shut up and not talk at all on YouTube or masterminds or anything like that. But it's just a case of building a personal brand and demonstrating knowledge, as Chris has said, for me. But what I make money on, I'm into everything, really. I've got all sorts of businesses. Some are not even SEO related, So that's just the way I like. I just like to try new stuff and explore new markets and learn new things. So for me, the mastermind and stuff is just well, you can do the sums. My mastermind's got 45 people in it. For the amount of time I put into it, probably way too much. I've been told, like, do one show a week. Why are you doing 3? But I'm happy to give back, and obviously that will give me a little bit of money, but certainly not anywhere close to being the big money earner out there.
Courses are not it. Trust me, they're not it.
Courses are not where the money's at, and
No.
I use courses to build an audience, essentially. Just all part of the overall strategy. But people might have thought I was crazy. It did work for me, and
the money's in. For me, it's the services.
Yeah,
the service. Taking on clients, offering the services. That's where the cake's at. Doing the courses. No. The mastermind's really cool, but the time equivalent to money, that's not it either. I think if you're going to do affiliate and actually have something, helping somebody sell something, the affiliate is really good. That's picking up for me. And then the services. So affiliate, if out of the list that you have there, I'd go for the services and the affiliates. I think that's where you'll do well, Sylvana.
Sylvana, even for me, I could literally offer services again and hire a web developer, and I could have taken your money for a website and got somebody to do it a lot cheaper and made a margin on that. I just can't be bothered. That's the God's honest truth. It's got to be an easy life for me. Obviously, hence why I sent you over to Paul Hogden, but I could potentially make money on the services more, but I make money on other things, so I can ignore that stuff. Hence why I'm like, go to Paul. That's not my bag. But I could have essentially done that and sold that as a service, but nah. Each to their own, though. Thanks for all the free content, guys. How important are backlinks for newer websites? So a new website, Chris, how important is those backlinks?
Not as important as the content. So if it's a matter of budget and time, which that's what it's all about, I think that the time and the budget should be allocated at first to, technical, the structure, and getting your initial foundational pages up. And then if there's a little bit of budget left, then some foundational links, if you're local, like your citations, a press release, maybe some branded Web 2s, something along those lines. But links aren't the very first thing. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy 10 $100 guest posts right off the bat. Probably not. No.
So here's I kind of agree what you're saying, Chris. I think content and technical and all that are super important. Get a good solid foundation. However, I'm going to go against that and say, in my mastermind, I'm doing a live case study, and the first thing I done was buy links before there was even content in the website, purely just to build up some domain authority and power. and to give myself a head start on Holly, and a number of other reasons. But, I've went against what I would probably advise in that instance, but it was also I didn't have content writers at the time. I was still hiring them, and I'm entering the casino space, so it's super competitive. So I don't think there's a wrong way. You can't really say to me, Craig, that's the wrong way to do it. I don't think there is a right or a wrong way, but I do think it's okay for me to do that. But I think if you're putting out a new website, I think you need to make sure that solid foundation's there. So what Chris says is right. Just in case you somehow hear, no, Craig just fucking went and blasted loads of links. That's fine for me because I know I do need links. I need content and I need a website, and I need that website to load fast. I just chose, due to circumstances that were out with my control, that my time to hit the ground running, I was blasting links first and foremost.
What were you hitting, the sitemap?
No, I was hitting the homepage and stuff like that. So, yeah. Listen, I'm entering the casino niche. I had to get off to some kind of start. Like, you can build up content all day long, but if there's nothing near powering that shit up, you ain't going far in that niche. So, I had to go for it and get the ball rolling. So I'm happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Woolley. Long time no see, Andy. Hope you are well, sir. Anono. Right now, I'm looking up low competitive keywords on SEMrush, and I create this content to go into my article section. What do you think of this strategy for new websites? Going after easy keywords, low competition. Yeah, why not? I don't think I would only go after that. I think you've got to throw some of the middle of the road stuff in there, and even the odd competitive one. Don't just go after the low hanging fruit, as they say all the time. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, what you're going to find with the low comp is some of the low comps are going to hit right away, and those are great. But you're also going to find that a majority of them, most of the time, depending, are still going to take some time. So for me, I always like to hit the middle of the road. Like, I don't like the 10s and the 20 volumes. Just another grade up a little bit more, because it's going to take the same amount of time. So I might as well be worth it when I get there. So
yeah. MG was thinking about getting into affiliate marketing. Would you guys say it's worth trying? I mainly do local SEO, so not sure if it's worth the time and effort these days. Is affiliate marketing worth getting into, Chris?
I 100% believe so, yes. I mean, I'm invested into it. So I believe so. Once you've mastered like the local space, you have the basic fundamentals down, like locals, like fundamental based SEO. I would think that you're on to the next step, the next level affiliate, because now more conversion and speed and tracking, and there's a little bit extra in there. But once you have the foundation down, I would go for it. Yes.
Perfecto. Vendor for link building, linksforyou.com. But there's tons of vendors out there. Some good, some bad, whatever. But my recommendation would have to be something that I have got involvement with, which is linksforyou.com. So go there. Be rude not to. But Chris sells links. Depends on what type of links you're wanting, though. Some link vendors, if you're wanting digital PR links, then Randy Roday, Chris is selling niche edits, whatever. So there's a whole different bunch of people. Depends what a link is, but certainly for guest posts and stuff, links for you. Niche edits, Mr. Palmer. Digital PR, Magic PR, and Randy Roday, and there's a whole bunch of other vendors like Nixley and all that stuff. So there's a lot of people out there, all providing those things. So try them all out and see which one you like best. Dean Signori is here, and the Yala case used Hollystarks too, and we are so happy with the outcome. Good job. Holly is solid as well. If I didn't see Holly, check her out. I'm not too sure in terms of links what she's selling, but Holly's got some solid services. I will have a hot switch on there, so if it tanks, I can move it quickly. I think Holly's having a conversation with live IRL fan Machine or Mohishin, whatever that says, and apologies for getting it incorrect. Good to see you. Thank you for coming back. Jesus, wait a minute. Someone's selling. Do you want to become famous, Chris? You can buy some followers. How do you get rid of that person? Can't even get rid of it. What the hell? How did they do that? Anyway, to hell with them. Don't buy their dirty stuff. Yalakase is linking out from the money site to other sites such as Fox News, Washington Post, really increase your domain authority?
I don't know about that. Yeah.
No, definitely not. I think it shows trust in that you're not only linking out to specific websites. So if it's relevant to, link out to Fox News, I think that's a perfectly natural thing to do. The same way as if I was going to link out, if I was talking on a blog post about a particular subject or a Google patent or something like that, I could link out to it and it would be perfectly natural. I think if everything's just inbound and there's no outbound, it kind of looks dodgy on your part. So I think it's perfectly natural to link out to other stuff. I certainly do not believe it increases your domain authority in any way. What I want to say is you don't want to link out too much because you're draining the power that your website has and you're powering up someone else's assets. So it certainly doesn't increase it, but I think it will buy some form of trust and make things look a lot more natural, in my opinion. But Chris, do you agree or want to tweak that or say something different?
No, I think outbound links are, how the web works. So I think it's good. But as far as increasing a third-party metric, no. I don't believe that that's what they're there for. It's good to link to an authority source or something that's relevant that, hey, it's part of an article. It's like kind of like a reference in Wikipedia. They'll reference pieces. That's kind of like what you're doing, making a reference that's relevant to the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Chris, Holly says, can you look at your text?
I no, I can't. I'm waiting on another phone. I can't right now, or I would. I would gladly, but I can't. I freaking ran my own. I ran it over.
Well, she's got a question for you, so get her on Facebook.
Facebook,
Holly. Glenart, how to get in touch with Randy Rodet for PR links? 38digitalmarket.com. Or just find them on Facebook, Randy Rodet. I don't think there's too many on there with that name. Last one before we do shoot off. Machine, lots of keyword tools to show some keywords that do not have any search volume. Wondering how they are scraping them if nobody really searches them. Is it a wise idea to target those keywords to create content? So obviously some tools do churn out keywords that don't get a lot of search volume at all. Is it a wise idea to target those keywords if the tool's telling you it's no search volume at all, Chris? Would you go after a keyword based on what the tool says? Now, I'm going to argue that don't always listen to the tool, but I'll let you go first.
No, I think you're onto something there, Craig. Sometimes like you'll create a page and you're targeting a keyword, but then not all the time, but sometimes there'll be something there that says there's no volume, but all of a sudden this is the word that's driving the page. So I'll go and create a whole new page just on that. So we don't just blindly follow the tools. No, because a lot of times there's keywords that are great. That will say, oh, there's no volume or it's below 10 or whatever. So don't just blindly follow the tools. No, if that's what you're asking. Heck no. No way.
One example I want to give you quickly is I've got a friend who does a lot of local stuff. He's got basically a mass page website. And if you looked in SEMrush, it would say all of his keywords get little to no search volume at all. Now, this guy gets 150 leads a day because he's done that in such a massive scale, but because there's not enough search volume to trigger a SEMrush thing, especially in a local level, does not mean it's not worth going after, because some of those can generate leads and some of that stuff turns into money. So just be mindful of that as well. If you're doing stuff in a much bigger scale, lots of areas, that can turn into money. Chris, you look like a big head and hands, black shirt on a black background.
Yeah, it's actually it's blue.
Is SEMrush the go-to tool for SEO? I believe so. I'm a massive fan of it. And one little last one from Noor. I started a pet blog a month ago and published 30 posts. Everything on the site is perfect, but none of my posts have been indexed by Google. What can I do? So a month ago, nothing's indexing, Chris. What's your first kind of thing you would suggest here?
Well, the first thing I would do is I would double check and make sure you didn't make some type of technical small error, right? Like something strange technically. So that'd be the first thing. Sometimes, small little things. The next piece I would do is make sure your internal linking is on point. So is our sidebar, is our header, is our footer, is there some type, maybe check your internal linking. The next piece is, how is the content generated? Like, was it AI? Did you write it? Is it decent? That would be the next step. And then after that, if nothing still is working, I'd get some links to that page. And if that's still not working, then I might go look at, and I'm assuming that you've already submitted your XML sitemap. You've created an HTML sitemap on the page. You've submitted the URL to Google. You've ran it through the Bing Webmaster Tools. You've done all that. Take internal linking. You built links to the page. You freshened up the page. It's real content, right? You've done all the steps. And if it's still nothing, then maybe go see an indexing service. But, I see fluctuations with indexing, at least in the past couple months. So I'm sure it's one of those first issues. But there's a lot, man. Like, dude, it could be anything. Those are the steps, though. That's what I would do.
And do you think Keyword Planner is accurate? The tools cost a lot of money because they pay for data. Is Keyword Planner that accurate? In my experience, it's not. It's wildly inaccurate, according to the other tools, but no one will truly know. That's the problem. Does Google have the most data out of everyone? Probably. But would they churn out inaccurate data or dated information? Potentially. So I'm not sure the best answer for that, but I certainly don't believe it to be accurate at all. But other people may argue. But what's your thoughts, Chris?
I think it's good for if you're doing PPC, but for keyword research, I use SEMrush for keyword research.
Yeah, other tools out there for it. But anyway, guys, we are out of time. Thank you very much for everyone who took part. Thanks for everyone who put a little thumbs up. If you haven't, please do that. Do check out Mr. Chris Palmer on his YouTube, his mastermind, whatever. You can find it all on chrispalmerseo.com. And check me out as well. Subscribe to the channel and all that stuff. And check out ODYS. But we'll catch you guys later on. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.